Hopefully in about an hour, I'm gonna have 16 meals ready to go in these containers. That's the plan. I'm wanting to prep some high protein meals for myself for this week. I'm actually trying to build a little bit of muscle at the moment, and I just find it so much easier to stay on track if I've got all my high protein meals prepped, ready to go. I'm actually aiming for like 100 grams of protein a day this week. And the meals that I want to make are a little bit autumn inspired, perfect for this time of year. I'm thinking tomato chicken bake, sweet potato bowls, healthy blueberry pancakes. I'm excited about that. I got also some chocolate protein pudding that I want to make. I'm going to make them in here. Actually, this is for the snack, and I actually think I'm going to make my snack first. It's so quick, it's like 5 minutes, and sometimes what I like to do is just make the quickest thing first when I'm prepping everything for the week, because then I feel like I'm making a lot of progress and it just feels good. Everything's actually quite easy, so I think an hour will be good. Oh, by the way, the calories of everything that I'm making is actually really customizable. You know, we all need different calories, we're all different. So if you want, at the end, I'm gonna show you how you can easily customize the calories to get anywhere from like 1,200 calories to 3,200 calories a day. I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually so easy to just customize very quickly. So I'll show you that if you want. For my chocolate pudding, I've got some medjool dates here. This is like what I'm using for the sweetness, and it's got a lot of fiber in it. I'm using 12, which I know sounds like so many. It sounds like a ridiculous amount, but I'm prepping a whole lot of these, so it's not that many per, you know, pudding. Then got about 4 cups of plain yogurt, and this is what is adding the protein, so I like to make sure it's a high protein one. A 1/4 cup of almond butter, 2 to 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, that's just depending on how rich you like it, how chocolatey, 1 to 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and I would do a taste test first once it's blended before adding this. Only add it if you need it sweeter. A teaspoon of vanilla extract and a little pinch of cinnamon. And I like to save just a little bit of the yogurt to add on top with a few of the chocolate chips. This is basically a healthier, high-protein dessert, but we're calling it a snack. Quite a cute little dessert, little snack. So if you do eat dairy, you can use Greek yogurt for this, or if you want to go dairy-free, soy yogurt, those are like really good high-protein options. I'm making everything dairy-free and gluten-free. And that is my snacks done. I've been taking these mango aminos for the past few months, and I've been absolutely loving them, so I'm really excited to have Kion as a sponsor. I started taking aminos to help with muscle building and muscle recovery after a workout, and the first time I took them, I was actually really surprised at how it gave me this like boost of energy. I wasn't expecting it, but I really found that I can push myself harder in my workout if I take this before. Essential amino acids, it's basically just the stuff that's inside protein that does all the good stuff that protein does, not only building muscle, but also healthy hair, skin, nails, all that stuff. So to me, it just makes sense to have it hand in hand with eating a high protein diet and working out. The reason that I like Kion aminos in particular is because it's got all 9 essential amino acids in the right ratios. Some brands only have 3, some have like 8, but there's 9 essential amino acids that the body can't make itself. You got to get it from the food that you eat or supplements like Kion aminos. And I'm really fussy and particular about the ingredients that I'll have in supplements that I take. These are clean with minimal ingredients. There's no gluten, dairy, sugar. They're plant-based, they're non-GMO. Kind of like ticks all the boxes for me. I like it with lots of ice and water. It's so refreshing. I've got a link below. You can get 20% off of Kion aminos. Get the mango, it's so good. There's also berry, watermelon, and lime. The mango's the best. So I'm gonna sip on this while I finish meal prepping. Meal prep in an hour. I've got to get a move on, but this is going to give me my little boost of energy. Preheating my oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 200 degrees Celsius. And I'm going to get a whole lot of things in the oven now. I'm going to prep my lunches and my dinners together. And I'm just going to chop. It just is so much easier when you do everything together. I'm going to start by chopping up this sweet potato first. always struggle to cut up big sweet potatoes like this, so I just chop it down all the way first, slice it down, and then I cut it into smaller cubes. I like to do it quite small for this so it roasts quite quickly. Add that to a baking tray and got an onion. I like to cut this in big pieces for this specific lunch bowl I'm prepping. Just have like big pieces of flavor in it. You'll see when it's all together. And then got a can of chickpeas, just rinsing it quickly, adding it into the tray, throwing it in there with a spray of cooking oil. Then got some herbs, rosemary and thyme for this. I like to keep it simple. And some salt and pepper, of course. I am putting that in the oven for, how do I do this? 30 minutes. The next thing that I'm gonna throw in the oven, we're doing this tomato chicken bake. It's so good, I love it. It's so easy to put together and it's got so much flavor, so I really like it. Put that together. Got another onion here. And I'm actually cutting this up exactly the same way as before, so I could have just done it at the same time. It would have been easier, but anyway. Also got 3 tomatoes, and I like to quarter them for this dish. I really like the big pieces in it. It makes it so juicy, you'll see. Putting that aside just really quickly. And got a pound of chicken here. I like to cut it up first into smaller pieces. They're so big. And I want to be able to serve out 4 portions with like roughly equal amounts. This recipe actually works very nicely with tofu, by the way. Chicken or tofu, either work. And I'm just throwing in a few other things. I like to do it all in the baking dish. It's easier. A 1/4 cup of tomato paste, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and I know that sounds so weird, but just trust me on that. It balances out the sweet and sour. 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos or a low sodium soy sauce. They taste similar. And I'm going for some basil and oregano in this. And just a little bit of salt and pepper. And I just mix it up really well. Get the chicken coated in it. Add the tomato and onion in. A little bit more salt and pepper on the tomato and onion especially. And it's ready to go in the oven. It's smelling so good already. So we got 20 minutes. Did that say 20 minutes? Yes, 20 minutes for the tomato chicken bake to cook. Right now, I'm just going to make some quinoa, rice, and green beans. And those are the sides for the lunch and the dinner. You'll see when I put it all together. But this is basically most of the work in the oven. And this is just so quick now that we just have to put together. Okay, got rice and quinoa. Now let's see how much am I doing. That's what I gotta figure out. How much do I need? Okay. Rice. I'm using about 2/3 of a cup rice with about 1.5 cups of water. That should make roughly about 2 cups cooked rice. And for the quinoa, I'm using about 2/3 of a cup with 1 1/3 of a cup water. That should make roughly about 2 cups cooked quinoa. Okay, get these on the stove really quick. Gosh, that was quick. Get it down to a simmer, calm down. When you use boiled water, hot water to start it, it goes much quicker. For the green beans. Then I'm using about 200 to 300 grams of green beans, just rinsing them really quickly, throwing them in the pan. They cook in about 10 minutes and I just toss them every now and again until they look cooked. Green beans ready. Quinoa ready. Rice ready. Oven things ready. Let's see what we got here. It's very nice. Sweet potatoes, chickpeas and onion. Looks delicious. Fresh cutlets. Tomato chicken bake. Looks amazing. Oh, it's very hot. I don't know where to put it. Need to get a tray for it. Okay, for my dinner prep, I'm serving out the rice between my 4 containers. Kind of like stuck to the pot a bit. I kind of messed that up a little bit, but so I didn't get quite as much as I expected, but it's fine. The tomato chicken. Oh, this is the main event of this meal. I'm really looking forward to this. I kind of like serve out the chicken first so that I can get roughly the same amount into each one, and then I serve out the baked tomatoes and onion. And I love these baked tomatoes. They're so juicy. If you try this, you'll see. It's so juicy. Green beans. It's a little sad, but they're still good. Sauteed is the way to get the most flavor out of them. Green beans. And I have some fresh parsley in the fridge, so I thought I'd just add a little bit of that on too, just for something fresh. It looks quite good, doesn't it? And I'm just gonna let it cool down for like 5 minutes before I add the lids. It's like steaming hot right now. And I'm gonna serve out the lunches. Some of the cooked quinoa into each container. A little bit of fresh arugula or baby spinach. Either one works. You can rather add this right before you eat it if you want to, if you're worried about the freshness, but really for 4 days, it's fine for me. And got the roasted sweet potatoes, chickpeas, and onion. This really looks like autumn in a bowl. Well, it's a rectangle container, but I'm calling it a bowl. Some toppings. Feta cheese. I use a dairy-free one, but a regular Greek feta has way more protein in it, just in case you want more protein. 200 grams of feta between all of them. And I like to do a little lemon wedge in each one, just so I can squeeze that lemon juice fresh over it right before I eat it. Some salt and pepper. And what I also like to do is a little drizzle of olive oil over each one, about a teaspoon. I just love how this turned out. It looks really, really good. Okay, breakfast, lunches, no, not breakfast, dinners, what am I saying? Dinners, lunches, and snacks are done. I'm doing breakfast, save the best for last, blueberry pancakes, healthy blueberry pancakes, so good. If you don't have a big blender, you can actually just use a small blender and just do 2 batches. That's what I'm gonna do right now because I'm feeling a little bit lazy and I don't want to clean my blender. So I'm going to make 2 little batches. Then we just have to fry it out quickly. It's my banana oat pancakes turned into blueberry pancakes. Got my blueberries here. Okay, so how I'm doing it is half of everything into each of my blender cups, 4 bananas total, and I really like to use ripe ones. They really give it a lot more flavor than if you use like green ones. I don't like using green ones. 1 1/3 of a cup of rolled oats, just divided for me. 8 eggs, or you can use a vegan egg replacer like Just Egg. It's really easy to switch that out if you want to make this vegan. Half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a little pinch of cinnamon. They just really, the vanilla and the cinnamon, they just add that little bit of flavor that goes really nicely with the blueberries. So after blending is when I add the blueberries. You don't want to blend them into the mix. About 1 cup, and I have used frozen before. You can use frozen, but it is slightly nicer with fresh, so up to you. I do think it's worth the fresh ones for this. We are ready to make some pancakes. Just use a little bit of coconut oil. Did a little bit too much. These feel hot enough. You always got to do a test pancake. Oh, that one's got lots of blueberries. Test pancake in each one, and then once I know it's making good pancakes, then I just do a whole lot. And I get some plates out to just start loading all the fresh pancakes onto. Oh, okay, I overcooked it slightly, but they're still decent. That one's good. This one's actually still good as well. It's a little bit brown, but I do like a toasty pancake. Beautiful. These are ready. Look how good this is. That's hot. Blueberry pancakes, and you can't even see the blueberries. They're hiding beneath the surface. Okay, so now that I'm happy with the pancake test, I'm gonna just start making a whole bunch. I usually make like 3 to 4 pancakes in a pan at a time, and I use both because it just speeds up the whole process a lot. If you're wanting to make a whole batch of pancakes, yeah, it goes much faster. Oh, I lost a blueberry. I'm gonna try to stick it back in there. Most of the work of prepping these is just flipping all the pancakes, so what you can do, what I sometimes do, is like multitask it. When I'm prepping something else, I'll just flip the pancakes in between. Like the chocolate pudding snack I made, that's really easy to multitask with this. But today I just kept it really, really simple, one thing at a time. It's easier when I'm moving the camera around a bunch for filming. And for toppings for this, I just like maple syrup. I just like to keep it really, really simple. There's so much flavor in these blueberry pancakes, so I just do about a tablespoon per breakfast in these little sauce containers, and I'll just drizzle it over right before eating. And I have some leftover blueberries that need to be eaten, so I thought I'd just throw a few in there too. Double blueberry pancakes, we could call them that. I am really looking forward to these blueberry pancakes this week. It's one of my favorite things to prep at the moment for breakfast. Pancakes, I have been doing them so often, like almost every single week just lately. I'm just going through a crazy pancake phase, so I'm really looking forward to these. I'm gonna have, let me put these in the fridge. Okay, I'm gonna have a grocery list on my blog for you, just in case you wanna meal prep these things as well. All the ingredients of everything that I use, I'm gonna have that on my blog. And I just prep for 4 days, but you could prep for 2 days up to 6 days. So I'll have how to do that on my blog. And what else? Oh yes, I said I was gonna show you how to customize the calories. So it's so easy to do. I did 1,600 calories, and then I'll have some other little snacks in the day, but you could do 1,200 all the way up to 3,200 calories. That sounds so crazy, but it's actually really, really easy to customize. So I'm just going to show you that really, really quickly. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did enjoy it, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. So here is how you can customize the calories if you want. I'm going to write it out just so you can see. It's going to be easier to understand. So each meal I made is roughly 400 calories. The breakfast, lunch, dinners, snacks, all of it. It's all roughly 400 calories. And that is why it's so easy to customize. So for 1,200 calories, prep the breakfast, lunch, and dinner just as I did, but leave out the snacks. For 1,400 calories, do exactly the same, breakfast, lunch, and dinner exactly as I did, but you're going to do a half portion of the snack. For 1,600 calories, that's exactly what I prepped, so you can do everything just as I did it in this video. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, exactly how I did it. 1,800, really similar to what I did, but double the dinner portion and half the snack portion. And then you'll get 1,800 calories roughly. For 2,000 calories, do exactly the same as that, but have a full-size snack instead of halving it. For 2,200 calories, you can double the lunch as well as double the dinner, and then have half the snack. For 2,400 calories, do exactly the same as for 2,200, but have a full-size snack instead of halving the snack. For 2,600 calories, double the breakfast, lunch, and dinner portions, but just halve the snack. For 2,800 calories, do exactly the same as 2,600, but with a full-size snack. For 3,000, double the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then for the snack, we're going to do something different. Have a full-size portion of the snack, but add another half portion. So it's going to be a 600 calorie snack. And for 3,200 calories per day, just double the portions of everything. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, all double. I really hope that helps.